Today we are going to make some pasta from scratch. It's a pretty simple recipe, and we do need our pasta maker, which we have right here. And we're gonna make a little bit of fettuccine just to go with some red sauce today. Pretty simple. We have our mise en place complete. Sink, you know how I am. Sink's filled with hot soapy water. Washed my hands for at least 20 seconds and got my fingers real good. All you need is a little bit of flour, some olive oil, some salt, and 3 eggs. You can put all of those ingredients into a food processor, just pulse it or start it up. When it becomes a ball, that means your dough is done. Today we're gonna just use our trusty counter like our grandmothers would do. So just put our flour. This is, I think, 1 cup and 3/4 of flour. A little bit of salt, 1/2 teaspoon. And make a well. And 3 eggs. And let's start mixing. And then we have about 1.5 teaspoons of olive oil. I'm just gonna drizzle that right in. And we're just gonna start to knead this together. All right, we have our ball of dough nicely kneaded, and we're gonna take it and cut it into 4 with our bench scraper. I love this thing. You didn't see me do it because it wasn't in the video, but I actually cleaned the countertop off with it too. So cut it into 4 pieces, and we're gonna work with 1 piece at a time. So I wanna make sure I cover the other 3 with saran wrap so that they don't get crusty and hard. Because the proteins in the egg, they'll start to coagulate, and they'll create a crust. It just won't be very nice and smooth, and maybe crunchy. All right, you might need a little bit of flour, so we're gonna take just a little flour onto our countertop. Keep a little bit on the side. I like to just have a little splash right there. And then we're gonna take our dough and kind of just put a little bit of flour on it. And then we're gonna run it through the largest setting of your pasta machine. Now, it could be a 1, it could be a 7, it could be a 5, whatever is the largest, that's the one you wanna stick with. You can't just roll this stuff out the first time and expect it to be nice little linguine or spaghetti or whatever you're going for. So, the largest setting on mine right now is a 7. Okay? Doesn't look very good, right? We're gonna take a little bit of flour and then fold it into 3 pieces, a little more. Put it through again. And you're gonna do this about 7 to 10 times until you don't get those little holes in your dough. All right, now we're just putting it through the widest setting again, but instead of folding it, we're just putting it straight through. We're not gonna fold it anymore because it's nicely kneaded. It doesn't have those giant holes that it did before. And you wanna make sure that you're doing this process just right. You don't wanna skip over it like I mentioned earlier. Okay, now we're gonna reduce it to a smaller setting, which would be about a 5. And this goes through about 7 times again. All right, after you've put it through at least 7 times on that setting, we're gonna reduce it 2 more slots for mine, it's about a 3. We're gonna put it through for another 7 times. So as you can tell, it gets a little longer and a little thinner each time. It's gonna be super long and super thin before we put it through our fettuccine maker. Alright, we've reduced it from a 3 to a 1, the skinniest option on my pasta machine. And we're going to put it through a few times. We'll see if it needs 7 times. It depends on how thin it gets. It's super thin. I want to put it through one more time. You can see I need an extra set of hands for this. So Natalie washed hers. She's going to help me out with this one. So go ahead and start turning it. There you go. Try to guide it in as smooth as possible. Now you're ready to make some fettuccine or spaghetti, or if you were making raviolis, maybe you would just lay it on your countertop and put little dollops of your ricotta mixture and blanket them, and then maybe use a little roller to cut them. We're gonna put this on, just like so. This comes out. All right. Oh, beautiful. So as you can tell, it's starting to cut itself. If it's not thin enough, it won't cut automatically. You want it to be already into pieces, like this. All right, and there you have it. You would put this on a drying rack. We're just going to put it on our jelly roll pan right here because we're going to cook it as soon as I get the other 3 pieces rolled out. And to cook it, you put it in boiling water for 2 to 3 minutes. It's really, really fast as far as cooking time. So I hope you enjoyed this demo. We are going to make our other 3 and eat some yummy pasta tonight.